What's up everybody? Hey, today I'm going to do a video on a walkthrough of my kayak and rod setup. For the rods, I'm only going to focus on one since I generally rig all of my rods the same way. So we're going to start from the back here and then just kind of talk through how I set everything up. Alright, so always got a safety flag here every time I go out. I'll show you how I got this set up here. Since I don't use this part right here to bungee my rudder, I went ahead and cut that off here, made it flush, and inserted this bolt so that I can just remove my flag when I'm not using it. Moving on, of course, DIY crate with PVC rod holders. Got 4 of them. They work for me. I don't have a lid, so if I were to flip, all my stuff would fall out, but that's kind of the risk I'm willing to take. This is the setup that I created and I like it. So when I'm on the water and I need to grab my tackle, I actually just grab it and move it to the front here under the seat, just like that. That way I can just reach up under my seat, grab what I need. But I do keep the spools of line back here and anything else, maybe some trash or line that I've cut off and I don't need anymore. I just kind of throw it back here so it doesn't go anywhere. Coming around to the other side, of course, net, I move it from rod holder as I need it. I got my measuring board here. I just stick it up under the bungees. It doesn't go anywhere. I do have a safety lanyard for it so I don't lose it if I were to tip over or drop it over the water. Moving along, some of the things I would say are must-haves, at least for saltwater, are going to be fish grips. On the other side, of course, you need some pliers to remove some hooks and whatnot. Scissors, this is probably the most used item as I switch out lures or need to cut anything really. In here I'll have some Procure. I'll throw some lures in here when I'm done using them. On the other side, I'll carry a knife if I need to bleed out a fish. I also actually started carrying a screwdriver. Don't mind the rust on that, but we'll clean it up. Mainly because I've had my seat back here, this screw would sort of come undone. Moving along, actually I just added this piece of PVC here, so when I'm standing up and I'm sight fishing, I can actually reach over and grab the rod, because what I'm going to start doing is using the paddle to move the kayak along, seeing as I have to fold the drive up flush with the hole so that I don't drag on the bottom, and I'm able to paddle and still sight fish without having to sit back down and reach for the rod. Up here, this is my cooler bag. It's a little bit on the smaller side, but it's perfect for what I need it when inshore. I'll even take it offshore and try to fit what I can in here, but it's worked out fairly well. In here, this is where I store my battery for my fish finder. So I ended up doing here, before I used to just set it on the bottom here, but I would get a little bit of water down here and this would be all wet. So what I did was I took a hose clamp with a piece of Velcro, so y'all can see how I unstrapped it down. So I'll set it up there, strap it in, and it stays pretty secure on there, and I don't have any issues. So that's pretty much my overall kayak's setup. I think it's very functional and it works for me. Alright, now going over my rod setup, I think the most versatile rod setup that I have is a Daiwa BG 3000 reel paired with a medium heavy St. Croix Mojo inshore rod. I'll show y'all some clips of just various scenarios of where I've used this rod, such as freshwater, inshore saltwater, offshore, and y'all can see some of the fish that I've caught with this rod and reel combo. Oh man, that was sweet. Dude, that was sick. Nice. Damn. Of course, dude, when they're out of season, huh? Come on, get him out. Come on. Oh, it's got to be a big old black drum or a red. All right, let me ease off of them now. There we go. We got him in open water. There he is right here. Holy shit. Wait till he's ready. Oh, shoot. Yes. Look at this. Yeah. To me, it's probably the best one. If I only needed one setup, this would be it. All right, so when it comes to tying leader line onto the main line, just depends what the situation is, but the knots that I use for main line to the leader line is always a uni to uni. I know the FG knot is by far the best knot, but a lot of times on the water I don't have time to tie an FG knot. And then for as far as knots on my lures, my go-to knot is the uni knot, probably because it's, to me, the easiest, fastest, and one of the strongest knots to go with. Every now and then, depending on the bait I use, I will tie a loop knot just to give that lure a little more action. All right, so that's pretty much the rod and reel setup. Nothing special, just 15-pound braid on the main line. I do use Power Pro, and then for leader I'll switch out between fluoro and mono, just depending on, you know, what the situation is. All right, so before I actually load my kayak, I'm going to show y'all this DIY rod holder that I built just to help me transport my rods. Super easy. Just slide them right on in here. I cut some notches out just so that those rods don't slide up and out. And then it sits in there, it doesn't come off. And usually once I put the strap over the kayak, there's no way this thing slides out. So I haven't had any issues with it yet. Let's get to the loading part. I did build this portable kayak mount that I can easily put in the back of my truck and take it off. Hasn't failed me yet. I've put my kayak on it, did a 7-hour trip with it on the highway, about 70-75 miles an hour, and no issues. So let me show y'all how I get everything set up here. And so I just pick this up, slide it right up in here. Other than length, when I did cut these, the only actual I guess part that I did have to focus on was where these bolts were gonna set down here, so that way when I sit it in here, this does not move left or right, and it sits in there almost perfectly. Also had to avoid this rod here. If I were to modify this, I would actually either remove this, put a new piece, and then I'd take a piece of carpet bunk, put it over it, and then probably just secure it with either some staples or some screws up under on the wood piece. So I may do that here in the near future. I'll show y'all pretty much how I transport my stuff. Lay that in there for now. So all I do is line it up, bring it up, set it on here. I hold on to it till I get all the way to the back. Pick up the back and then slide it in. Super easy. I'm gonna take my ratchet strap, put it through the handle, slide it over. Over here, hook it on the other eye, and then I'll come over here and pretty much strap it down. All right, so till it's snug. Once it's snug, it's not going anywhere, and I use this for very short trips, probably maybe 10-15 minute drive, no more than 45 miles an hour. Nothing crazy. If I am making longer trips at a higher speed, I will use 2 straps, and sometimes I'll even use another strap or cable that runs through the whole drive and hook it up to the eyes in the front, so that I know this thing's not going to fall off the back of my truck. All right, so this is pretty much how I roll with it. So let's go over the unloading part. So as you come over, undo my strap there, pop this out, put it close to that side so we can pull it through. I'll grab my wheels, I'll slide this back, insert, put the pin in, pull my strap all the way out, slide the kayak out and down till I feel like that's the distance I need to be, and then I'll reach up, bring the kayak down, and pretty much grab my rods, put them in, and I'm ready for transport to the water. So that's my kayak setup, rod setup, loading and unloading. Hey, hopefully y'all enjoy the video. If y'all got some tips for me, leave something in the comments and let me know if there's something that I can improve, so that to make my setup a lot better and easier for me. Hey, thanks a lot for tuning in and watching this video. If you like the video, hit like. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time.